everybody. Thanks for watching. It's Monday, and so we are going to talk waiver wire. However, it's the Monday of the Thanksgiving week, so this is the only full episode of the show on this channel that we're going to do this week. But fear not, I am still doing 3 episodes of the Harris Football Podcast, and if you watch this channel and didn't realize, I have a podcast. You can find it pretty much anywhere you find podcasts. It's pretty popular, and I will be doing 3 episodes to talk about all the stuff that I normally talk about here on the show. So let's talk about waivers in advance of Week 12. First, let's look at a few names that are probably going to be more ads in shallower leagues. We'll actually get to a couple of running backs that might be better shallow league ads than Royce Freeman, but Royce Freeman can also be owned. Cortland Sutton didn't do a ton against the Chargers, but I don't know, when your bad day is 3 for 78, we'll take that. And, well, so I'll admit, I'm recording this Monday afternoon before the epic Monday night Chiefs-Rams showdown, so we'll still have to see about Josh Reynolds. I might regret putting him this high, but I think he's worth the risk. Also, DJ Moore, a big statistical day, a little skeptical, that's an every week thing. I see Moore and Curtis Samuel and Jarius Wright also are doing similar things, but I don't hate rostering Moore to find out. We're brought to you today by the Tesla of toothbrushes. It is, in fact, Quip. If you go to getquip.com/HarrisVideo, we can get you a pretty good deal. But this is it. This is all there is. The best part about Quip is that there's no charger. Your bathroom sink has no plugs on it. It's just this thing right here. You turn it on by pressing right there. You can hear that, right? And it's fantastic. Basically, the charger is built right in, and when you replace the brush head every 3 months, you replace the batteries and you're all set to go. And if you do go to getquip.com/HarrisVideo, they will give you a discount. Your first time getting a refresher of the brush head will be on them. Fantastic toothbrush, what can I tell you? I use it every day. I replaced my old electric toothbrush with it. We really thank Quip for sponsoring, and I really think you should give it a try. Okay, back at it with waiver ads who are likelier to be available in more leagues. We've got 2 Ravens at the top of the list this week, and they are who I will be showing you some game film of here in just a moment. There are some repeat names on there too. I've shown you Josh Adams on film. You can search through the channel archives to see my thoughts on him from a couple of weeks ago. He seemed to take over that Philly starting role on Sunday, but it's worth wondering how much that's actually worth right now. Traquan Smith had a huge game in that same contest. Had been invisible for weeks since I did review on him about a month ago, and Theo Riddick gets a mention because Kerryon Johnson is out for the Thanksgiving game against the Bears. Difficult matchup. Probably don't need to show you too much of Theo Riddick. You know what he is. Not physical, pretty quick, good receiver. Doesn't figure to have a ton of upside, but as a solution for Kerryon owners, a possibility. But let's begin with the first rookie Raven, undrafted free agent Gus Edwards. I'm going to start off with a couple of plays actually from a few weeks ago because we don't yet have the coach's tape available for Sunday's win over Cincinnati, and these end zone views are the sort of best for running backs. Edwards, physical, big, 240 pounds, 6'1", no wiggle, run straight ahead, smash into things. If it's there, great. If someone makes him a hole to run through, awesome. If it's not, well, you know this act. Big man smashes into wall. Gus Edwards will almost certainly never be an NFL superstar. He will probably always be a product of what's around him. All right, well, let's look at some of the broadcast views and replays from Sunday. Again, nothing fancy, man. You know, no stutter steps, no hard cuts, run straight ahead, adjust a little bit as you feel pressure, take contact. If there's a hole there, you know, there are holes there at times because the Ravens can block. Well, that's sweet, and if there isn't, probably gonna run into stuff and fall down. Big, powerful dude. On a 3rd and 2, this is a power play. Get those 2 yards, and Edwards is focused on that, and he finds himself getting through, and you can see when he gets to the second level. Now, he's kind of looking for contact. What's the Joker say? The Joker's like a dog chasing an ambulance. He wouldn't know what to do if he caught it. Like, Edwards doesn't really want free space, you know? He kind of runs until he falls down, and I think he's comforted by the contact. And here's his touchdown. Really, I am not like withholding different styles of runs from Sunday. This is how pretty much it looked for this kid. He's Jordan Howard, but maybe a little less talented. You know, he's a grinder. Not a future star, but Given that he had 17 carries on Sunday and Alex Collins had 7, and that was not due to injury, Edwards gets a look this week for waivers just based off of that, plus he and the Ravens get to face the Raiders in Week 12. Now, I don't know how Baltimore is going to run their running back workload in Week 12. It could just be right back to Alex Collins. We don't really know. But I kind of think that the style I just showed you from Gus Edwards may fit with Lamar Jackson a little bit better, and I picked out a play here that maybe illustrates what I mean. We will get to Lamar Jackson in a moment, but this is a way in which someone as decisive as Edwards, who doesn't pitter-patter his feet as much as Collins, might be a better fit for the kinds of read option plays that Jackson ran on Sunday. Okay, you've seen it. Let's roll it back and see how this play works. Now, at this point in the game, the Bengals had seen Lamar Jackson run a little bit wild himself, and their coaches were no doubt screaming at them, stay disciplined, stay in your lane. So here Jackson puts the ball in Edwards' belly, and the Ravens send a tight end running right as if he's a lead blocker, and even though the offensive line is clearly all blocking left, it's obviously possible Jackson could keep it and run around the right edge. So 3 defenders stay on that side, which, once the handoff is made, Edwards and the O-line have an advantage, and his directness, beat one guy, maybe beat on one guy, get past him, hard downhill run, that works. And that, naturally, leads us to my number 2 waiver ad of the week, Lamar Jackson. Now, I thought Jackson played fine. It's a particular kind of fine that I'll show you in a second. But again, I don't know the Ravens' plans. The Ravens aren't going to tell us the Ravens' plans, right? We're going to find out whether Joe Flacco is super injured. We're going to find out whether the Ravens would consider benching him if Lamar Jackson were to keep winning. We're told that Flacco doesn't need surgery. We're told, at least we were told on Monday, that the job is still his if and when he's healthy. I don't know that that's true. And actually in Week 12, I'm sort of assuming that it's Lamar Jackson, and I kind of think it should be. I mean, the reason why that read option play to Edwards worked, because this was Baltimore's second play of the game. Look at Jackson keep it and then go around the edge. That's pretty terrifying. 6'2", 210 pounds, and fast. You know, he's just running at a different speed than those other humans on that field. On a 3rd and 4, he can do this, a quarterback draw as the Bengals play a cover 2 variant, and the center of the field just opens up and he sees it. I mean, I think you know this. Lamar Jackson's wheels are outstanding. And the Ravens gave him a whopping 27 carries on Sunday. Actually, maybe not actually 27. There's a kneel down in there. There's a fumble on a snap. But it was a lot of carries. 117 yards rushing. And that's what's going to make him valuable for fantasy football. He's the cheat code, the running QB, who only has to be vaguely competent as a thrower to stay in the game and get you those sweet, sweet rushes. As a thrower, most of what Jackson did on schedule on Sunday was simple, right? Simple. 1 receiver reads, hit your guy in stride, take the small chunk, keep going. Usually keep going with a running play. And this is fine. It's a fine representative of most of his completions on Sunday. It probably isn't enough to make him a starting NFL quarterback because obviously eventually you hit a game scenario where you can't just live on the 4-yard pass. Now in this one, we see that against a 5-man rush, when Jackson needs to get the ball out quickly, well, they're designing plays for him exactly this way. 1 read and get out of there. In this case, the read is in the middle of the field, and if the receiver was supposed to run across, it might have been a throw. He might have thrown it, but it's a stop, and so he's covered, and so Lamar Jackson bails out and wildly flings it. Here, same kind of thing happens. The first read isn't available. Jackson actually escapes a sack, pretty great play there, gets out to the left edge, but on the move, flipping it, trying to put touch on it, well, that could easily be an interception. Out of structure, Jackson can be a game wrecker for sure, but very clearly this early in his career, he could be a game wrecker either way. He could wreck the game for either team. Later in the game, he kind of does wreck it for the Ravens. His first read is probably number 81 there, Hayden Hurst. He doesn't like it. He scrambles around, and now chaos. You've just got a ton of defenders flooding a zone. Jackson never really sees it. Sean Williams is standing there and gets the interception. But the dream for Jackson when he gets off schedule is this. Here he does look at his first option. It's a little stop route to the left side, but he doesn't like it. He feels pressure. He rolls right, and this time he sees Mark Andrews come open and throws with pace and accuracy. And if this winds up being Lamar Jackson's future as a passer, and it might be, he could be really, really good in the NFL. So, okay, I put Gus Edwards as the number 1 ad of the week. He plays the scarcer position. Like I said, I don't know what the Ravens' plans are. They could be planning on going right back to Alex Collins, but the Raiders matchup is very tempting, and I'm going to guess that I'm going to have Edwards ahead of Collins in my ranks for this week, guessing at the workload. And then Lamar Jackson, it maybe depend on your league format. I could see adding Jameis Winston as a surer thing. He's going to play for Tampa in Week 12, and he throws a lot of interceptions, but sometimes there are touchdowns too. But Lamar Jackson is just a different kind of cat. And if Joe Flacco can't go in Week 12, I would start Jackson over Winston for sure. That much running from a quarterback, that possibility for a rushing touchdown from a quarterback, it's too good to pass up. And I think, he's going to make mistakes as a thrower right now. He's not ready at all, as I've shown you, as a thrower right now. But as a runner, he is a fantasy difference maker. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.